Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here at Painted Studio. Welcome back. Haven't seen you for a few days. It's been insanely busy around here. So we are now coming back and working on a new project, getting back to a project that I have to get finished up. And introducing you to a few new products. Now let me just get myself here so I can see. There we go. See where I'm at so I can check the screen and know that you can see things. Now, what this is right here is my lamp. If I don't have the lamp here, I cannot actually see this. It's too dark. So once we get painting on this, I'm going to zoom in so that you see less lamp and much more painted surface. I am going to introduce you to a couple new products. So let me zoom in on my little space here. Go smaller. Of course it's not. I'm too far away, so let me see if I can find a way to prop the camera and bring it closer so you can see what I'm doing. Give me just a sec. I see what I need. Step stool. Woohoo! I didn't realize I was already all zoomed in. This is one of the joys. I can only zoom in so far, so this may be very, very up close for a few minutes. Be patient with me. There we go. That should help us see a little better. Okay. Let's see if I can get that up a little bit higher, just so it's centered better, and then lock it in. There we go. All right, I'm come around this side. Ignore the chimes, that's just me. Come out here. Okay. Sorry, I'm on a little tiny stool. I'm zoomed in as close as I can be. The camera's about a foot away from me right now. So you'll be able to see what I'm doing here better now that I've got the camera closer. So the one thing I did want to do, I wanted to introduce you to our new products that I just opened the box and loaded them onto the website today. You know I'm a big fan of C. Roberson's liquid metal. That's actually one of the products we're using here today. Well, we brought in a new color. It's called Baroque. Make sure you can see this. Baroque. We have it in the 50 milliliter size, or 30, what size is this? God, I can't read. 30 milliliter size, which is just over an ounce, which is great for testing and small projects. And then we have it in the 250 milliliter size, which is a little over a cup. It's great for either larger projects, things like that. And we've also brought in our Roberson's acrylic gold leaf size. Just says gold size on here, but I want to make sure you understand it's for gold leaf. This is not for foil. It does not get sticky enough. But you know, I'm a big fan of gilding. I do a lot of it with all kinds of metals: copper, silver, real gold, composition gold, aluminum, mica powders, tamisay, shibin, schlag. Those last three are basically the same things. It's all a lot of crumpled up metal bits. This is fantastic for it. This is the product that I found that lays down the closest to oil size, stays permanently sticky at that perfect light tack for gilding. Again, do not try this for gold leaf size. You will not get the result you want. That's not what it's for. So enjoy. This is our new size. We have it in, what do we have it in? 60 milliliters, which is just over 2 ounces. We have it in 250 milliliters, which is just over a cup. And we have it in 500 milliliters, which is about 2.5 cups. All the sizes, this is all on our website, as is the new liquid metals color. We have them both available for you. They're already on the site. And we're bringing in some new foils and goodies next week, so waiting on those. We are still waiting on our Whitson's products. They are manufacturing and getting ready for us as we speak. Now I'm going to pull this a little bit closer. It'll make it easier for me to paint, and you'll probably see a little better. I am using Whitson's, not Whitson's, I'm using Roberson's Platinum here, and we are going to put in highlights on our pattern. Now I hope I don't block anybody out. This is not, I have to get kind of close to see what I'm doing, and this makes it awkward. And again, I've done highlights and shadows on these side parts here already, and as you can see, I've put small medallion patterns in, and I'll show you the stencil I use for them. This is a little cheapo sticker stencil that I got at Michael's. It came on a sheet like this. I bought these for something I was looking for, never used them, but these little, I had 3 of them, so I had 3 of these medallions. They worked out perfectly for my plan. So the next thing I'm going to do, since I already know I have a light source that's coming in hypothetically, this is my pretend light source. This is not where this actual light source is. But if this was 3-dimensional and the light was coming in from this direction, all my highlights would appear here and all my shadows would be coming up this way. So we're going to start working on that idea right here. And hopefully that's close enough for you to see what I'm doing. I really hope I pulled this closer. If not, I'm not sure it's close enough still, so I'm going to bring the camera closer again. And, sorry, I'm literally dragging the step stool closer, so you're going to have to be patient with me. That should give you a little better. Now, I tend to wet my liner brush and roll it so it gets a nice fine point on it. And if it doesn't get enough of a point, I take it, roll it between my fingers, dip it in the paint, and then highlight along the edges here. Now, I will be very honest, because this is a very detailed pattern. This is going to take a while. No doubt about it. Now, this is the fiddly kind of stuff I love doing. It's something that actually makes me super happy to do. And if I could, I'd stay here all night and just work on this. Unfortunately, I have some shipping to get out, so that's not going to happen that way. And kind of, normally when I'm doing this with no camera here, I'd actually start over here so that I'm not pushing because I'm left-handed, I don't want to push my hand through damp paint. But because I'm doing this on camera and I have to actually let you see what I'm doing, I'm starting on the far side, so it's a little easier for you all to see on camera. Now you see how that already starts to pop this pattern here? And if I don't get it on generously enough, I can go back. Also, if I have little bleeds like I have right in here, a little bit of a highlight goes a long way to clean up a bleed. Now, mind you, this does not have to be perfect. Again, perfect and handmade are not 2 words that generally go together. There's almost always a flaw in something that's hand created, and that's part of the beauty of it. This is a technique that I learned from Pierre Finkelstein many years ago when I took a class of his when I was still a member of IDAL, which is International Decorative Artisans League. And if you're at all interested in getting into decorative painting in a more professional level, I would check out IDAL. Unfortunately, it's not for me anymore. They've changed the way they do things. So as a as a studio owner who sells products, my presence there does not work well enough for me, but there are great things to learn, and they usually have some really fun teachers there, and there's always something exciting going on. So I suggest, checking it out. Another fun thing is Kathy Boyd's Faux Retreat. I've attended that. I've had some really good times there. There's always great ways. And of course, I myself teach classes. We have classes listed on our website, and they are updated regularly. We're having a furniture class at the end of this month. We are already filling that up, so it's definitely worth, taking a look into. And if you're local, we do, a 2-hour class, 2 or 3 hour class on Saturdays, just introducing you to products so you can kind of get an idea of how each of these work. So there's lots and lots of ways besides lives. If you really want to get your hands on a product, and if you're local to me, I am more than happy to have you come in and teach you some stuff. I have been doing this for a long time. I sent a message to somebody about a product the other day who I didn't think remembered me, because we had known each other decades ago, before Facebook was even a thing, back in the chat room days and social decorative painting websites that had their own message boards. So I sent him a message and said, by the way, if you don't know who I am, you can check with so-and-so and find out that I'm, not a wacko. And he sent me a message back basically saying, I know you're not that kind of wacko, but I also know who you are from the old days, so yeah, you're a little bit of a wacko. I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't want to own up to that. Some of us in the industry go back as long as I've been in it. We've known each other, we become a little like family. It's like any industry when you spend a lot of time around each other. I think that's, while I love Facebook and the availability to reach out to people, the one thing I do miss is the way the conventions used to be, because they used to be so exciting. Great place to bring out products, see people, that sort of thing, and the social media has sort of changed the way conventions work. I'm still considering some stuff like pinners conventions and stuff next year. Maybe I will be at the Society of Gilders convention. I will not be teaching it, but because I'm bringing products in from the UK, I will be there representing those products. And I always take classes when I'm there, because I always learn the most amazing thing. And Society of Gilders convention is in Asheville, North Carolina in September. Membership to Society of Gilders is like $100, $150 a year. And then they're really great classes. They're not inexpensive, but anything working with gold is not inexpensive. So I just kind of put that out there. So you're getting a lot of convention and class information. A lot of people teach great classes. If you're looking for classes online, I'm not sure there's not as many in-person classes, but I know there are several besides me who are faux effects instructors. Sherry Zeman at Faux Design Studio teaches classes. I gotta think about who's still teaching classes these days. I'm so in my own little world, I feel like I don't know that as much as I used to. I used to know everybody's classes. I used to know them back and forth, just because that would be my, one of those things I always knew. Like that information would go into my head. All right, let me see if anybody's got any questions about what I'm doing. Hey, Kay and Maddie and Cindy, thank you for coming in. And Ashley, Linda, Linda and Linda. We got 2 Lindas in today. Thank you. Do I need somebody to carry my luggage to Asheville? Cindy, if you want to come to the Society of Guilders convention, I'll probably be looking for a roommate, at least in a hotel room. So, you know, put it on your list to do. Definitely SOG.com or SOG.org or Society of Guilders. If you want, I'll message you. There's lectures, so even if you don't want to spend a lot of money doing it, there's lectures and all kinds of stuff. My friend Michael Gilbert's doing a lecture. He does a lot of really traditional work. He is incredibly talented, and just like all of us, a little bit of a nutball, but I'm okay with that because, you know, I seek my own people. And I really, really like him, and he's very smart when it comes to gilding. And like, if there's any kind of esoteric gilding stuff you want to learn, I think he gave me a recipe a couple years back for gilding on paper with garlic juice. And of course, I haven't done it because I've always wanted to learn manuscript gilding. Because it's so beautiful, and that's, again, small, fussy kind of work that I love. And honest to God, I actually had signed up for his class, but I think I was the only one who signed up for it. Because again, some of this stuff is very, very esoteric. Society of Guilders, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, is where I learned veriglammise from one of the masters, Miriam Elner, who owns Elner Studios in New York. I think that's the last time she taught a class, although she has lectured. She lectured at Salon last year, or not last year, last time it was in the United States in New York. She's just amazing. And then when Salon was here in Chicago, I took the veriglammise class with Sandra Spannon, who unfortunately we have lost recently to cancer. But again, just the nicest person, incredibly generous with her information. Super cool stuff. She has a technique that she herself found by accident. We now call it Span and Gild. It's one of the techniques I teach in my veriglammise class. Just such cool people with such interesting knowledge. And I met a lot of people who do like construction gilding, like who go up into the domes outside of buildings in all over the world, anywhere from London to New York to Dubai, to any of these really amazing places where they have big gilded exterior domes. Talk about how you do some of that, which, by the way, surprisingly, you don't top coat gold outside. That's where I learned that. So when I do statuary for outside, I never, if it's gold, I don't ever top coat it, because the top coat fails faster than the gold. And so if you leave it unsealed, it wears longer than if you put a top coat on it, because when the top coat fails, it chips the gold off. And Jill London, I've seen like dozens and dozens of pictures of her on these huge, crazy gilding jobs. Sometimes we get a lot of people from around the world, but it's mostly Americans there. But I've learned so much from so many really talented and really generous people with their information. I think that's the most exciting part of it, is that these people just give and give and give of information. I mean, you know, I'll be honest, they tell me everything they want. I'm good, but I'm not their level. So they're not, it's not costing, they're not losing any work by telling me stuff. But I'm just amazed at what I can learn from these people. Alrighty, so we're about half done on the highlights. Now I've got to go in here into the tree pattern, because this is a stencil I've used like a lot of times. So there's a lot of little detail in here that sort of disappeared. So I'm going to come back in with a smaller brush than this and kind of highlight those details. Let's not forget any of our branches and stuff that are in here. So anybody who's interested in gilding, and you know, I don't expect everybody to love the stuff I do. I can't help it. I love learning, first of all, and then I love going to events where I get to meet really talented people. Another amazing gilder is Lynn Rutter in San Francisco. I don't know Lynn that well personally, but her work is just beautiful. So, but it's nice, you know, one of the things like I said, one of the things I miss about conventions is seeing my friends. Because there was a while, I think I was going to a convention, you know, every year, at least once a year, different events would happen too, and then I'd go to those. And we'd all just travel and share information, share new products, get to see the newest tools out on the market, you know, see the newest paint products, all of that stuff. It was always so exciting. Kind of miss some of that because the internet kind of changed that. Social media especially. As soon as somebody gets a new product in, it's on Facebook. And as you know, I just did it myself. That's not a complaint, it's just a fact. But I do miss those conventions because now when they do have them, they're very small. But Society of Gilders has always been a small group, so I don't mind that. That's okay. So in for these little tiny details, I have a little tiny Da Vinci brush that I picked up in London. You can get them here anywhere. This is 100-20. You can see that there is just the tiniest little set of bristles in there. But it's going to make it really easy for me to go into these details. My husband teased me. He wasn't sure I was going to make it into work yet today. Yesterday I got my second COVID booster, 4th shot, and or day before yesterday, and yesterday it hurt to move. I gotta tell you, my COVID shots always hit me in the same place, in the muscles and joints, and oh, I was miserable, and I was bored. That was the other thing, is I had a lot of stuff to do, and I was bored. I was making lists for other people to do. I was driving my husband crazy. I'm like, okay, so, you know, when you're feeling up to it, I need you to bring this up from the basement, and then I need you to do this for me so that when I'm feeling better tomorrow, I can do this, and I can do this. And oh my God, he was so sick of me. He was very happy to see me get off to work today. If I'm sick in bed, you know, like really feverish, stuff like that, I just want to be left alone. But yesterday I was uncomfortable and I was bored, and that is not a good combination for me. I don't think you can see down as far as I'm painting right now. I'm down a little down a little further here. Getting down at the base of the tree here. This is one of our stencils. I think this is, oh God, I can't remember the name of this tree. It's like Tree of Life or something. You'll have to go look at the stencils on our page because you all know I can't remember the names of anything. I'm not saying that to be funny, you know, it's true, I just can't. And the stencil is actually right here. Let me see if the name's on the stencil. It's probably not. This is a wall over that we brought in. And wall over, what is it called? Enlightenment. This is the stencil with a glob of stuff stuck to it. This is the stencil. It's our Enlightenment stencil. It's on our website. So it's there for you. Whew, there's something flying around my face. It's there for you if you're interested in. It's one of my favorite stencils. I love the details of this. And then I really love how it looks once you start putting the highlights and shadows in. You don't have to do this with stencils. I just like to, especially with something so finely detailed as this. I think it makes it so pretty. Let's go back up in here. Okay, so now we've got half of the tree done. I got a highlight to put in here. And I'm going to let this dry for now because if I do any more, I'm going to smear my hand across it. I also want to see how it dries to see if I need to come in and put any extra coloration on it. But look at the difference. I mean, look at the difference on this side versus this side. It pops it up. And we have the same stencil sitting on the top. And we're going to do, let's get this turned. You see all these little medallions here? We're going to do the same highlighting and stuff on the medallion. So it's a lot of work sitting in front of me. It won't get all done today, but it's going to get done. Let me swing this back this way. Grab my phone so I can zoom out and I can see you all. Get myself in the camera. So thank you all for coming in today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for spending your time with me. Don't forget to pop in on our website, look at the new products as well as the other stuff that we have going on. And I promise you, you can get great results like this. And I hope you enjoyed all my babbling about conventions and that sort of thing. All right, everyone, have a great afternoon. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.